Good morning, just on the north coast of Vancouver Island today. Handful of nets, 7 or 8 days. So we're doing the Cape Scott Trail, which is the one I'm on now. And then we're going from Cape Scott onto the North Coast Trail. And then, not sure if I'll get all the way across. If I've got time I'll go all the way, but I should get pretty close. Probably 80% of the North Coast Trail done. And then do it all in reverse to get back out again. So yeah, I'll bring you guys along and we'll see how we go. So I made it to camp, just at Nell's Bright campsite. It's a really good place to kind of set up if you just come in to do the Cape Scott Trail, because you can then do Cape Scott as an outing back in a day. You can also go see the ruins from here too. It's a very, very muddy, wet 18 kilometers to get here. My feet are soaked. Don't expect dry feet if you come in to do this trail. So you just have to embrace wet feet, because it's pretty much impossible to keep them dry. And yeah, pretty muddy too. But so at the start of day 2 today. So yeah, stayed at Nell's Bright last night. Weather cleared up overnight, so it's a bit sunnier today, but that could change pretty quick. So this morning, just heading off to Cape Scott Lighthouse. So I've just started the trail now. So you're gonna hopefully head up there and then head back to camp by mid-afternoon, and then I'll pack up camp and head out to the side of the North Coast Trail. Hoping to see some bears today. Well, hoping to see them from a distance anyway. This trail is pretty popular with black bears, especially around the lighthouse. So everyone I've spoke to so far has seen at least 2 or 3 bears on trail. So yeah, we'll see how long it is before I start to see bear activity. Welcome to day 3 on the trail. So I didn't really film too much coming out yesterday, mainly because I was just backtracking the way I came. But as you saw, we got to Cape Scott and then came back to the campground, packed up, and then last night I came out to Nissan Beach, which is where I am now. This is Nissan Bright Campground. And then just packing up this morning. This is kilometre 0 on the North Coast Trail, so I'm off the Cape Scott Trail now, and then today we're going to do about 18 kilometres on the North Coast Trail to Shuttleworth Bright. So that should take about 5 hours. The weather's probably the best today it's been so far in the past 3 days. It's also supposed to be the last non-rain day, so I'm hoping I'll finally get my boots dry, because I've had wet feet for the past 3 days. So hopefully I can keep my feet dry, and then when it starts raining again tomorrow, keep them dry, but we'll see how that goes. So I just made it to a shuttle campground. Been a long day. Took me 8 hours to get here, pretty much non-stop moving. Not hard like fitness wise, but just gotta be really careful where you put your feet. Some pretty rough terrain in terms of like trying to not slip. It's very slick in the woods and then very rocky on the beach. So yeah, it took a lot longer than I anticipated. I might break that up on the way back so I don't do it all in a day, because yeah, it's a pretty long day. See how far I get tomorrow, because tomorrow will be the last day going towards the end of the trail, and then the day after I'll turn around and come back. Also had the first bear encounter today. The black bear came out just as I was going across the cable car. Yeah, he went off as soon as it realised it was a person, so I'm sure that won't be my last bear encounter, but that was the first one. It's the morning of day 4, I think it is now. Starting to lose track of days. Just leaving the campground, heading off to Cape Tuttle. It's supposed to be a really nice hike around there, and then depending on the weather and how I feel, I might keep going, or I might just stay there and have a kind of chill out day. It was a pretty big day yesterday, so it's kind of nice to have a quieter day today, but we'll see how we go and how the weather's doing. At the minute it's not raining, which is nice, but pretty sure it's going to change. So yeah, I'll update you when we get to the campground. So on the morning of day 5, I think it is now. Definitely starting to lose track of days. Just leaving Cape Tuttle. Had a super cool night there yesterday. We've got a little ranger's yurt there. So we've got a fire going and finally dry stuff out. First day I've had dry feet in 5 days. So yeah, that's nice. And then also time to turn around. So heading back to Shuttleworth Bike today. It's probably about 4 hours. Gonna have a pretty steady 2 days now to get to Laurel Creek, get back there, and then I'll probably have one big day heading straight out from there. So it should take me 3 days to hike back out from here. I'm also the only person on this section of trail. There's I think there's one group a day ahead of me and one group a day behind me, but I was the only person here yesterday. So you really get a sense for just how remote it is out here. Yeah, the fact it's going to take me 3 days to get back out to the parking lot gives you a bit of an idea of just how far in the middle of nowhere we are. But yeah, super cool place. You can check out these views. made it to the Shuttleworth Bright Campground. That was another very kind of slow going for about 10 kilometres. Went a slightly different way today, which is a little bit longer, but it was more coastal, so less inland trails, and it's inland trails that can be pretty tough going, pretty slow, because it's just very muddy, overgrown, and yeah, just don't matter how fast you try and go, you still got to go slow. It's so slippery and so slick, and yeah, we do a moat out here, so you don't want to fall. Got the tent set up, and there's no one else here, so it's still pretty early, so someone could come later. But if no one shows up today, then that'll be 2 days without seeing anyone, and yeah, I doubt I'll see anyone at Lower Campground tomorrow, so could end up being 3 days, so we'll see. So now on to day 6. Just leaving Shuttleworth Campground. Going to head all the way back to Nissan Bright today, which is the longest day that I had on trail in the day that I kind of wanted to break up. But instead I'm just going to do it all again. I was saying like 20 kilometers a day, but I started way earlier, so it's only like just after 8. It's the earliest day I've been up. Yeah, kind of want to get there a little bit earlier than what I did last time. So yeah, just heading to do the river crossing on the cable car, which we both saw the bear on the way in, so we'll see if he's still about on the way out. And then yeah, we'll have a nice coastal walk back to Lower Creek, and then a bit of a bushwhack back to Nissan Bright. Probably take us about 8 hours, so it'll be nice when I get there, and then I've got a nice easy hike out tomorrow. So yeah, almost on the home stretch. So there were some people at the campground last night, so they got in pretty late. So I only went 2 days without seeing anyone, which isn't as bad as it could have been. Could have been 3 days. So. On the trail, almost at Lower Creek, and you'll just seen I already had one bear sighting that I almost walked straight into. I was walking down and then just seen another one. Thankfully saw this one a bit further away, so I don't have to get so close, because I got pretty close to that first one. But yeah, I'm just going to go try and take a long way around him. They seem pretty chill, so I don't know the care here. Made it back to Lower Creek. It was quite a wildlife adventure coming back there. So 2 bears, a few sea otters, and a lot of eagles. Yeah, I'm gonna stop here for a bit, have a lunch. This is the lunch view. It's a pretty cool place. And then do the inland trail, which is very wet and muddy, round to Nissan Bright, and then spend the night there. So only halfway done. Still got a few hours of hiking left yet, but that was a pretty nice trail to be fair, and it's good to see some bears, albeit got a bit too close to one of them. So. Had a little walking encounter last night. Wolf tracks right here. My tent's right there. On the morning of day 7, I think it is now. We had a pretty cool night at the beach last night. There was 2 other groups there, so I just sat around with them, had a bit of a fire going, and then it started to rain, so I went into the tent for about 15 minutes, and in those 15 minutes a wolf came out right outside the tent. I didn't see it, but the other guys did, and then I scared it off. But I did see the wolf tracks. There must have literally been about 5 metres of my tent, so I can't believe I missed that one. It was literally 15 minutes. If I'd stayed out longer, would have seen it. But then I did also see humpback whales off the coast this morning as soon as I got up. And there was some orcas off the coast too. So yeah, still a good morning for wildlife. And I'm just packed up, heading back to the parking lot. So yeah, I think I'm going to head all the way out today. So yeah, it's about 15 kilometres to the parking lot. Hopefully the trail's a lot drier than it was when I came in. It's not rained for a few days now, so fingers crossed it's not quite the river that it was when I came in. Made it back to the parking lot. It was a 4.5 hour hike out, I think. And we ended the trail the same way we started it, in the rain. So we're pretty lucky to have a few days of dry weather, but pretty soaked again now. So I'm going to get dry and then head out. I think the Cape Scott trail was pretty wet and muddy, but a pretty easy trail. The North Coast trail, way harder than I expected. So yeah, definitely could have took a few days longer and done that a little slower. Because it's really hard to get any speed going there. It's such tricky terrain. So yeah, looking forward to a few days rest now and then on to the next one.